life we're living has been blurred, somewhere between real and not real. Do you know the difference? The boundaries between what is real and what is not real have been blurred. Are you awake to see it? I'm Heather, and this is Lake Files. From conspiracy to confirmed. What if I told you that the world you're living in isn't real? Not that it's imaginary, but that what we now call reality has been replaced by something else. A copy of a copy, a simulation, so well crafted that we've forgotten what the original even was. We live in an age where lies don't just deceive, they replace. They overwrite the truth with something shinier, easier to consume, and harder to escape. This is the age of simulacra, and most people don't even know it's happening. In the 1980s, a French philosopher named Jean Baudrillard introduced a haunting theory. He said we were entering an era where reality would no longer matter, because it would be swallowed up by simulations. He called it the age of simulacra and simulation, where signs, symbols, and copies become more important than the original truth they once pointed to. Let me explain. A simulacrum is a copy that no longer has an original, or maybe it never did. Imagine an image of something real, then a copy of that image, then another copy, and another, until eventually the image becomes the only thing people know. The original is forgotten or erased, and the copy becomes truth in its place. This is more than theory. It's the world we're living in. Baudrillard said this leads to what he called hyperreality, a more real than real, where people believe in illusions so deeply that they treat them as more true than reality itself. Sound familiar? Let me show you what hyperreality looks like. Social media influencers who don't even exist. AI-generated people with millions of followers. Fast burgers that look better on screen than in real life, crafted to perfection in photos but taste like cardboard. Reality shows that are completely scripted. Virtual girlfriends, fake online friends, AI therapists, copies of human connection with no soul. Politicians reading from teleprompters. Every smile calculated, every tear rehearsed. We've replaced reality with performance, truth with optics, and substance with style. Baudrillard used Disneyland as the perfect example, a place that stimulates the idealized world of America. Clean, happy, safe, full of fantasy. But here's the twist. Disneyland exists to make the rest of America look real by comparison, when in fact, the real world is becoming more fake every day. The simulation doesn't just distract, it replaces. The Bible warned us about this in Revelation 13. It says the beast causes the world to worship an image. Not the beast itself, but its image, a symbol, a simulacrum. And he had power to give life onto the image of the beast, that the image of the beast should both speak and cause that as many as would not worship the image of the beast should be killed. Revelation 13:15. Let that sink in. The world won't just be deceived by evil. It will worship a simulation of it. And today, we are already bowing down to the digital, lowercase God gods of the age. Smartphones, social validation, AI answers, manufactured crises, photoshopped beauty, virtual truths. We no longer want the truth. We want the feeling of truth, the performance of morality, and the appearance of justice, even if the foundation is rotten. This is Simulacra, and the world is drunk on it. Satan is not a creator. He is a counterfeiter. Where God offers real love, Satan offers performance. Where God brings truth, Satan brings narrative. Where God builds a kingdom, Satan builds an illusion of power. The Antichrist system isn't just about force. It's about illusion. It's about building a world so fake, so fabricated, that the people will fight to defend it without ever realizing it was built on a lie. We are already seeing it. AI religion, churches letting AI write sermons, digital communion, taking the Lord's Supper alone through a screen, deepfake miracles, images and videos that can be faked to make you believe anything, virtual nations where your citizenship, ID, currency, and beliefs are all online. And here's the scariest part. Most people like it that way because the fake is easier to digest than the truth. The fake feels safer, cleaner, less confrontational. But that's how souls are lost, by forgetting what's real and bowing down to the copy. So what do? First, we must wake up to the fact that we are being immersed in a world of simulations, and they are not innocent. Every image, every app, every headline asks you to trust it, to accept it, to worship it. But you were not made for copies. You were not made or created for the illusion. You were made by a real creator for real life, real truth, real freedom. And that begins with Jesus Christ, the Word made flesh, the opposite of simulacra. He didn't send a copy. He came himself, and he promised to return, not through a screen, not as an idea, but as the King of Kings, in glory, in truth, in reality. Don't trade your truth for a simulation. Don't bow to the image. Don't worship the copy. Don't let counterfeit steal your crown. You still have time to come out of the illusion and return to the real. The war just isn't physical. It's spiritual and it's psychological. Because if they can replace reality with a lie, they can replace God with a lowercase God, God of their own design. That's the goal of the enemy, to blur the lines so deeply that people stop asking what's true. But I'm here to tell you, the truth still exists, and the truth has a name. His name is Jesus, and he is not a simulation. He is the way, the truth, and the life. You've just stepped out of the matrix. Welcome back to life. This is Lake Files, and this has been From Conspiracy to Confirmed. But if Simulacra is the new world order, then maybe it's not just a lie. Maybe it's a game. And in this game, not everyone's real. In the next episode, we'll dive into a deeper illusion of Simulacra, the gamified, exploring the rise of NPCs and the real players walking among them. NPCs, non-player characters programmed to obey, to repeat, to conform, lacking spiritual discernment, echoing the code written for them. Real players, those who feel the friction of truth, who resist the script, who ask questions they're not supposed to ask. The controller class, the elite architects scripting the simulation from above, and the spiritual warfare hidden behind the code. Because this isn't just about games, it's about souls. And Satan plays to win. A non-player character, NPC, is a term from gaming. It refers to characters not controlled by the players, but by the system itself. In the real world, they look like people. But spiritually, they're not playing the same game. So the question is, are you awake or are you being played? Subscribe. Question everything. Stay grounded in the truth, because the real battle isn't in the simulation. It's in your soul.